Preparing for First Contact. By the Arcturians, through Suzanne Lai. Chapter 18 Quick Arcturian Bulletin. Greetings, we are the Arcturians. Suzil has been feeling us all morning, but has not been able to concentrate her energy fields in that manner as she is preparing everything that she wants to take on her vacation. So she has asked that we speak to her now when she doesn't have something else to do. Initially, we would like to speak a bit about having something else that has to be done before one/you/everyone are able to find the time to connect with your own higher expression of self. What we would like to say to you is that once you are thinking in terms of time, it's already too late. Already, you are within the confines of your third and fourth dimensional reality. So before you find the time, you will need to center yourself and allow your consciousness to expand into the upper fourth and fifth dimension. Then all time is now. Shauna, would you like to ask us a question? Shauna, sure. In response to what you just mentioned, it sounds as if even when planning or setting intentions for agendas and activities and management of schedules, it is advisable to do so in a higher state of consciousness? The Arcturians, yes, it is definitely advisable to do so in a higher state of consciousness. Shauna, then, that higher state of consciousness creates potential for so much more because you are more fully aligned with your activities and initiatives? The Arcturians, yes, the higher state of consciousness will allow you to log out of the third, fourth dimensional thinking of should I, could I, when will I, do I have time? Can I fit this in, and shift you into the now of what could be more important than planetary ascension? Shauna, and that statement alone assists in providing clarity in the priorities of the time. The Arcturians, yes. This moment of alignment with the higher frequencies is definitely something that is difficult for those who are new to the process of realizing that they are not just third dimensional. It is especially difficult for those who are new to the realization that it is their own higher expression of self that is overlighting them within every moment. Their higher expressions of self are also sending higher frequencies of light into their core to begin the activation of their Kundalini. Also, when they are not aware that this higher energy is real, that ascension is real, that what they are exploring is something that is actually happening, then it comes into direct juxtaposition with their daily life. Now before that, before they came to this realization, meditation and reading spiritual information is something that they do on their spare time. During their daily life, during their work life, they are making money, raising a family, taking care of their home, and driving to work. Therefore, a primary percentage of their consciousness is still logged into the third/fourth dimensional illusion. However, as they, the awakened and awakening ones, allow themselves to fully embrace what is occurring during their interdimensional communications, meditations, and dreams as 100% real, once that component of their life matches their third dimensional life, they come to a quandary. This quandary is, can I afford to put my focus onto the higher self? What about my children? What about my job? How will I get my chores done? At this point, some people will become lost. They will say, that's ridiculous, I don't have time, I can go to church on Sunday. That's only a couple of hours, and then I can rest most of the day. That's fine. Others may say, you know what, I like the way I feel when I am connected with my higher self. And I'm going to give it and try and see if I can clean the house in that state of consciousness. Can I go through my emails in that state of consciousness? Can I have a meditation just because I feel like I need to get more important information and then make sure that I write it down? Can I begin to make these kinds of choices in my daily life? That is a very big question, because when you say can I, who are you asking? Are you asking your ego self? It would most assuredly say no. No, of course you can't do that, you don't have time. There are important things for you to do here. Stop fooling around with all that weird stuff. But what if you center yourself and move into that state that is increasingly coming into your consciousness? This feeling is one in which you feel that you are not alone, that you are protected, that you are overlit, that someone is whispering something into your ear all the time. What if you could embrace that feeling that you can't always grab, but you really want to? What if you somehow found the time to be still and listen, to even jot down what you're receiving and maybe even share it with a friend? That is when you are beginning to choose to make ascension normal. That is when you have entered into that process of I am leaving the old normal. I am moving into the new normal. And, the new normal is that I am on the path of the process of, minute by minute, experiencing interactions and intercommunications with energy fields, with plants, with animals, with people's consciousness, with my own higher guidance. As you begin to live the new normal, it doesn't matter what other people think. If somebody else says, "That's weird," you'll just smile. And, in fact, you'll remember to look at their aura and see if they want that information, because to give them the information if they don't want it, just frightens them, and then they say something mean or rude to you because you scared them. Therefore, before you share, make sure you take a long moment to check out their energy field, to ask a couple of introductory questions and see if they really want to hear what you wish to say. If they really want to hear it, then you'll have a good experience. You'll feel good about it. You'll feel good about this new reality that you are creating by sharing it with others. Then, as you feel good about sharing, your consciousness will expand more and more. You bring your clairsentience online, and you'll instantly be able to feel if a person is ready. You'll bring your clairvoyance online to see via your higher self what's occurring, and you will bring your clairaudience online so that you can hear your higher self. As these higher perspectives of life come online, you will automatically begin to shift your consciousness. It is not that oh no, you have to meditate even longer. No. Actually, you'll probably have to meditate less. You'll need to read less articles because you will be within the moment of that newness. We wish to remind you that you will still have a physical body. You still live in the physical world. You will still get pulled out of your reverie. You will get a phone call. You will have a child that is crying. You will have a neighbor that knocks on your door. Part of making ascension normal is that ascension is normal. It is normal to be interrupted, it is normal to be distracted, and it is normal to have something else happen. Therefore, when you make ascension normal, you normally integrate all of these distractions and disruptions into your process of ascension. Shauna, we're asking you if you have any questions or comments that you would like to add to this little commentary that we will share with our friends. Shauna, well, it's a valuable reminder of the common challenges that we face as we go through this transition of expanding our consciousness and slowly, one moment at a time, and are exiting the matrix, as we go through the reprogramming. We are shifting into that new operating system where there are so many potentials and possibilities. It is a fascinating process to imagine how far we've already come. We are beginning to understand how we create our own realities. Thus, it is a helpful reminder to remember that it is okay to still live in 3D, while we are learning to balance the 3D/4D/5D connection and, also, being as mindful as possible to make the best decisions to moment, create the highest possible reality. As we have said many times, what could be more important than planetary ascension? I think that question clarifies our purpose and is a very important reminder. The Arcturians, yes, what could be more important than planetary ascension? Is a good sign to put up at your work desk, on your Facebook, on the desktop of your computer, to remind you to make ascension normal. What is probably the primary difficulty that we observe from our higher perception is that people will say, "I'm busy, and I just can't do that now. I just don't have time to do that now." We want to remind you that that sentence arises when you are now looking at your life via the third or the fourth rung of this ladder. Therefore, you are on the same perspective of the issue and the problems that you are dealing with in your daily life. However, when you climb higher and higher up that ladder, you will expand your consciousness. With that expanded consciousness, you will have a point of perception that you can look down into that lower frequency where those issues are and say, "Oh my heavens, look at that. Hey, from this perspective I can see that I can do this, I can try that, I can do this other thing. Oh, Yes, that works perfectly. Thus, when you allow your ascension process to be normal, you allow yourself to take 5 minutes. You can go take a little walk, as if you're going to the bathroom at the office. Go into the stall, close the door and say, okay, this problem is really bothering me. Is there a higher dimensional perspective of this? Then, because you asked the question, you will find the answer. Then, you can go back to your desk, finish that to which you have found the solution, and you leave work early because you finished all your work. Know that the process of simultaneously going through ascension, while you do your daily life, actually greatly assists you with your daily life. We the Arcturians say, blessings to all of you. We wanted to peek in and say hello to you all. Shauna, did you want to add anything? Shauna, oh, I think it's always fun to have discussions like these to show us that ascension is normal. Sometimes, when we have difficulties, having that higher perspective is so valuable. In fact, that is what it's all about. So thank you, Arcturians, for this reminder. The Arcturians, yes, and blessings to all of you. In closing, we ask you to remember that you are not a human being. You are wearing a human being. Inside of your Kundalini, which is inside of your spinal column, your light body is anxious to burst forth into your daily life. Blessings for this. Now, we will return with more of these quick Arcturian bulletins.